His fight for freedom and justice in the United States, inspired by scholars at Virginia's George Mason University who helped his grandfather to bring about the end of apartheid. Siyabulela Mandela felt compelled to study at the School of Conflict Analysis and Resolution that they founded. He spoke exclusively to the SABC about his thoughts on the US political climate, his hopes for Africa and the challenge of living up to his grandfather's legacy. Kate Fisher reports.
Siyabulela Mandela is in the US to study.
Many people know me as Madiba, not the great Madiba, probably Madiba Jr.
But also to keep his grandfather's legacy alive.
There was once a leader, Nelson Mandela, who envisioned Africa that is at peace with itself. And I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, I too share that vision. And obviously I'm one of his grandsons. I have to continue his legacy. The world is not going to come at our rescue. There's no America that is going to come and save us as Africans. If we need change, we must effect change as Africans. And only then Africa will rise.
Speaking at the Africa Trade and Investment Global Summit in Washington, he admitted he was not a businessman, but told his audience that without peace, Africa could not thrive. He told me he believes the same is true of the US.
America as a country is at crossroads. You know, it is a global powerhouse, but it is now a country that is challenged within. There are a lot of racial divisions among the American community today. They are actually destroying the track record and credibility of America as one of the leaders in the world.
What does he think his grandfather would make of America under its current president?
If I were to look into some of the values that he stood for, he was obviously going to oppose the isolation policy where children are taken away from their own mothers and sent into concentration camps. Because to him, I would argue that that would be a war against human rights. He stood for the human rights for everyone in the world. So he will definitely speak against some of the injustices that we see emanating in our American society.
Madiba Jr. is determined to continue that message and live up to his name.
Even though we come from the Mandela family, even though we have the Mandela name, we are not taking that name and throwing it into the bin. We are actually take the baton from where he had left to realize his vision of an Africa and the world that is at peace with itself. So I think on that point of view, you will definitely be smiling. And I'm sure he's smiling wherever he is even today.
His grandson is certainly smiling as he spreads Madiba Sr.'s message of peace and reconciliation to America. Kate Fisher, SABC News, Washington.